get that? Try it again. I can't ring it twice. Well, good afternoon, everybody, to the City Club of Cleveland, and welcome to Cleveland 2.0, which is a new program that we're starting this year, where we're going to uncover unique industries, interesting personalities, and coming trends within the city of Cleveland that don't necessarily see the light of day in the media and the press. And we're going to sort of uncover those during the year. I've got a fantastic panel, and which we're going to announce in just a few seconds. And just let me say, I can't tell you of a bigger honor than ringing this bell. I've seen this on TV for so many years and been in the audience. I was so nervous when I said, hey, you're going to ring the bell today. And I hope I did it with great aplomb. So this afternoon, we're going to be talking on emerging leaders and some key issues within the city of Cleveland. We've got 6 issues at hand today. There's a few rules. I will not be asking a question to each individual on the panel for each particular issue, although they're allowed to give their 2 cents or 5 cents, depending on how good the quote may be. With the exception of the last slide. On the last slide, I'm going to get their take on what their vision is for the city of Cleveland. So let me just make a few announcements of who's with us today. First, Jennifer Coleman, who's an architect and also CEO and founder of cityproud.com. Very exciting website here in Cleveland, so take a peek. Next to Jennifer is Doug Hardman, CEO of Sparkbase. Sparkbase is one of these up-and-coming companies in the city of Cleveland, just received some Jumpstart money and North Coast Opportunities money as well, or North Coast? Close enough. Yeah, right. And also City of Cleveland money through their EDA Working Capital Program. He's an up-and-comer in the technology space. Thomas Mulready, who I really don't need to make any announcement for because everyone knows his black pork pie hat, is with coolcleveland.com. And last but not least, Laura Steinbrink of Humanity's Loom, great friend for many years. They all have some great opinions about Cleveland, Ohio, so we're going to jump right in and talk through that. As always, a dramatic pause. So, Laura, I'd like to start with you, if I may. Sure. And we're going to be talking about Cleveland's quality of life. This obviously worked during, there we go. Quality of life in Cleveland, Ohio. Does it give us a competitive advantage?
It absolutely does.
How so?
It gives us a competitive advantage on a number of levels. Number one, I think the resources that we have from both a cultural and environmental standpoint are huge draws for people who are looking for a more rich, robust, and sustainable life. I think that the quality of people that we have in Northeast Ohio, when you're actually able to take time to meet new people and bridge relationships, we have a rich culture of diversity and population that spans all sorts of aspects, or if it's the ethnic diversity that we have here, openness to alternative lifestyles, et cetera, and it's something certainly that we can continue to grow on. But people come to Cleveland and they want to stay, and it's really inspiring when you meet newcomers to see how they've integrated and how they take advantage of the assets that we have here.
Thomas, every week you put out coolcleveland.com, and it denotes in a lot of ways the quality of life and just the depth of activity that is in Northeast Ohio and Cleveland in particular. I always tell people when they come to Cleveland, I live a Manhattan city lifestyle. I'm out every night. There's something new to do.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite aspect of the quality of life in Cleveland?
Well, I like the fact that you can't keep up with it. It literally, there's too much going on. Once you start to dig in and really pay attention, when we started doing this, it's been 7 years now, I was worried we'd run out of cool things, to announce. I didn't know how deep that well was, although I was pretty familiar with the arts community in particular, the nonprofit community, and the business community. But I didn't realize that you could literally dig, and the further you dig, the cooler it got, And so our struggle every week, actually, if you receive Cool Cleveland, you know that it's quite a long email. Our struggle is to keep it shorter. And we've been trying to get it shorter by demand. Now, how ridiculous is this? There's too many, cool things going on. You're overwhelming me, dude. Slow down.
All right.
That's what I love about it. And here's the other thing. Nobody has come up to me since when we started this in 2002 and said there's nothing cool going on in this town anymore. Because it used to happen, and it may happen to you, but they don't say it. They don't dare say it to me, you know.
You know, my favorite weekend had to be in late December, and on a Friday night, out of your newsletter, I went to professional wrestling at the West Park Recreational Center, which late at night, I'll be honest, is a little scary to go walk through. But we went, and then the next night I went to an art gallery opening all through coolcleveland.com, so it was fantastic. Jennifer, you live in the city. Got kids going to the urban schools here. What is, looking at your children, what is your view of their quality of life in the city of Cleveland?
Okay, first of all, one child. Don't put.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, you're like my
Good
in-laws.
Lord. No,
That's funny. No, seriously, I'm amazed. When we moved into the city in 2000, had no children, and I really wasn't thinking that much about what family life was going to be if you have more than your husband and your wife. But I think my son's quality of life is fabulous. He passes, he goes to Urban Community School in Ohio City. We pass by the city every day. We always elicit conversations about the buildings and the bridges and things going on there. We pass different schools. We have fantastic conversations. But
so you're starting him already on architectural elements,
Yeah.
so he may follow you.
He didn't know what a lamp was, but he knew what a wall sconce was when he played.
Impressive. Impressive.
Now he's 7, and you just don't want to get in a conversation with him. But the things that we do and we go to is just so rich. And you talk about having a Manhattan lifestyle. I really do feel like I have a child who is invested in the urban environment and is a city kid in the best possible way.
That's the biggest debate I have with my suburban friends, is you can, in fact, have a rich quality of life and a great education within the city. It's a myth. I tell people it's an absolute myth that you can't do that. And talking about education, let's jump right in. Doug, you have a company down on Superior Avenue, East 36 and Superior.
Yep.
Let's discuss the quality of the personnel that you're employing. Are they going through the city of Cleveland education system? Are they coming out through the local universities and colleges?
You know, it's funny. We get a diverse group, and generally when I'm hiring for a new position, we go directly to Craigslist. I go to, sometimes in the Cleveland paper, LinkedIn. I'm using social media to get people attracted to Cleveland and to our company. More often than not, we're getting people in Akron, in Canton, in Streetsboro, Medina that want to be at a company in Cleveland. So I don't see a lot of people from the Cleveland school systems per se. And honestly, we don't put that big of a demand on where they got their education from or even that they have it. It's more the experience that they have. And a lot of those people that are up and coming and some of my best programmers have, one of them has an associate's degree from DeVry. We've got I've got a guy with an MBA from Michigan. The education system as it sits now, while it's I don't think it's perfect by any stretch, and I think Thomas would probably agree with me on that as well. I think what we're doing is we're concentrating not so much on where they got their education, is that they are educating not only somehow, but like through themselves. Like someone's actually pursuing how to get better at some specific thing. If they're on websites, if they're on blogs, if they're looking at how to do something on a particular task that's going to help ready them for whatever job it is that they're looking for. That to me is more important than the book education that they got.
You and I first met when you were considering moving Sparkbase into the city. When I was I guess that was the Campbell or Jackson administration. But the point being, a lot of these tech companies moved into the city of Cleveland, and when we go talk to their employees, the myth was always, it's a dangerous place to be. And, it's like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. We're going to lose all our employees, and it never really happened. So,
Doesn't happen, no.
Thomas, I wanted your take on, recently Eugene Sanders came out with some reform on the Cleveland Metropolitan School District.